Hello, welcome to our final project. Today we're going to be talking about paint stenciling, so enjoy.
Now, in the theater world, the creative use of paints by the paint department is called scenic art. And scenic art is basically what achieves a true life feel and evokes emotions simply by the visual of the set to the audience. And the way they do this is through a number of different techniques that are very intricate, more so than just painting a wall in your house. They paint the sets, the props, the backdrops, what have you. And I would say these artists using these techniques have a great understanding of color theory. And what color theory is basically understanding what colors mesh well with others to create certain emotions or fit with certain environments, or even with characters, and they have to correlate and mesh without clashing. Otherwise, subconsciously or consciously, an audience member will pick up on that. But if they don't, and if things work properly, then they don't notice at all, and that means it works perfectly. Which also could mean their talent and eye for color theory could go unnoticed. But using different techniques and tools such as this and this to create stencils, and also understanding of bases and lowlights and highlights and how to create that texture, they basically bring the scenes to life. Otherwise, what would just be skeletal infrastructure.
Merry Christmas. In order to understand painting and stencils, you have to be cautious of chemicals and take safety precautions. There is a safety data sheet that contains chemicals in paints and surface preparation materials you can use. Even though a material may be water-based and labeled green, it can still contain hazardous ingredients. Good ventilation, open doors, fans, and windows can move fresh air into your workspace. Choose and wear proper personal protective equipment such as goggles, coveralls, or a respirator. Painting is a very physical task, so maintain your overall health and fitness. Rotate your job tasks during the day and take rest breaks to prevent fatigue. Christmas and the holidays, in general, is the main time when people complete fun and creative arts and crafts. It's important to be careful and safe while doing so.
Hi, my name is Lucas Engel. I'm going to go over X-Acto Knife safety. Not a ton of things to go over, but you want to make sure that it's coming out the correct side. So there's a hole on one side, there's not a hole on the other side. I poked myself a couple times. Mine has little designs on the side that show you exactly what each one is. So I have the closed position, then you slide one notch up. You have the open position, and the last one is all the way out, so you can pop out the top you want to replace the knife. You don't need any gloves or anything for it, but if you want to wear gloves, it's perfectly fine. So I had already started a little bit, but if you want to make a stencil, you're going to end up tracing a design or measuring out across for a circle. In my case, I'm just going to continue one of my designs here. So I have a cut here and a cut here. You want to make sure you're cutting away from any fingers or if you're close to it, your body, just so in case you slip, you're not cutting anything. And then when you're done with the X-Acto knife, you want to put it away so no one else gets poked.
Hey, it's Casper here, gonna be showing you how to make and use a stencil that you would use for repeated patterns like wallpapers. So here I've already got my stencil, I've already designed it. That is the first step. I chose the Star of David because Hanukkah is coming up, figured might as well be a little festive. Try and center it in the piece of material that you're using for the stencil. So then if you have it repeating, it's very easy to actually line up. All right, next thing you're gonna go ahead and do is you're going to line it with like a line art pen or a thin tipped like marker. So those lines are really, really clear and easy for you to follow. Then you're gonna go ahead and take some packing tape and you're going to lay it across real nice and smooth, no bubbles, no ridges. And you're gonna repeat that until the entire thing is covered. I've already done one in advance. It's gonna look like that. This is just so that you can reuse it and wash paint off and use different colors without actually damaging the paper design. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the actual cutting of the design. Make sure you've got your self-healing cutting mat, a metal ruler to help guide you. I'm just going to do one small section here for the sake of time. And if you don't have a lot of straight lines, you can freehand it. Just obviously be careful with your X-Acto. And honestly, some of these smaller lines I just freehand. Being very careful, obviously. Okay, let's go ahead and get that out of here. Oh, I forgot to do one side. Very smart of me. There we go. All right, so I've got that one little section done. I've actually done one in advance just for the sake of time. Here's what it should look like. And I've also cut the notches in the side to make it easier to line it up for repetition. I'm gonna go ahead and actually apply it now. I've just got a random piece of paper, some acrylic paint. Blue is traditional for a Star of David. And then you need a sponge or foam tipped applicator. You're just gonna go ahead and dip that in your acrylic paint, get off some of the excess. Hold your stencil as still as possible. And then dab it up and down. Real nice and easy. You don't want to go side to side because then that will get paint under where you don't want paint. Make sure it's nice and saturated. All right, lift it up, and there we go.
Thank you so much for watching our video today, and happy holidays.